What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of 5-Minute Rants, everybody. Well, last episode, guys, I talked about really focusing on effectiveness over being right, and I actually kind of want to continue down that train of thought, and here is why. In order to do business and in order to build something, and really just in general in life, if you really want to be successful, part of what you are called to do and part of what you are to do is to be what I call selfless. So in other words, you're thinking about other people. You're thinking about how you actually better people's lives. You're thinking about what you have to offer in terms of relationship, friendship, different things like that, right? And it's interesting because I just heard a definition of friendship by C.S. Lewis, and one of the things that he said was friendship is really based off a unified goal, right? You are friends with people when you are unified in a goal or objective, whatever that is. And that is really how life works with relationships. You are normally associated friends with people who are similar goals, whatever it is, right? For instance, like, oh, I want to be awesome at gardening or grilling or all these things. You have a unified goal. You look at sports teams, same thing, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is because when you are in business, the way that you're going to have relationships with customers, the way that you're actually going to serve and create is going to be based off of a unified goal. But the problem is businesses and founders, entrepreneurs, people who start companies, we all get sucked into my goals first, right? Or, oh, I am proud of my product, or this is the best thing that's ever been made. And there's a lot of selfishness there. And we don't stop to actually look and be like, oh, how do I actually add to this person's life, right? How do I actually add? What problem am I solving? And you've heard that question probably a lot, right? And if you're in sales, you've heard that question to be asked like, hey, what problems are you facing? All these things. The whole point is discovery of problems. And if you're focused on being right, you're not going to find that. You're not going to find where the problems are. You're not going to find how to actually move forward. You're not going to find how to give value in what the other person across the table or on the other line of the phone or wherever you're at, whatever they find valuable. I've talked a lot about how most people, when they hire a plumber, they don't care what type of pipe the plumber uses. They care, does the person look sketchy because they're coming into my house, right? They care, does the person look nice? Do they talk nice? Is my house going to be clean after they cut a hole through my wall and start chopping up all the pipes? The value is radically different than, oh yeah, we don't use PV, and I'm making stuff up because I'm not a plumber, but we don't use PV 2500,000 versus, copper stainless steel now, whatever it is. We don't care about that. Is what you're doing going to last, right? I'm not going to have to see you for another year for the same problem. Now, something that new may break, but I don't want to see you for a couple of years, right? And are you going to leave my house clean? And are you going to be okay to be around? Can I trust you to be in my house? And those are the things that matter. And I'm saying all of this because if you're only focused on what is right, you're going to miss all of that. If you're only focused on making the most perfect, optimal thing, you're going to miss all of that. And now there's a point where it's like, okay, cool. That matters. Making the best possible product and solution matters, but it's when you're creating to solve things. So if you look at Apple with the phone really reinvented everything simply because they were focused on making people's lives with communication better, right? How do we make things simple and easy to use for the other person, right? Versus you have Android phones and you might be an Android user. This has nothing to do with you guys, but to think about the mindsets. The majority of people are not coders. They're not going to customize their phones. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. And Apple really focused on simplicity. Why? More people value simplicity than complexity, right? And so you think about that and you take a moment and realize that if you're really going to apply finding the best answer, it really should be built off of what people actually want, okay? It should be built off of what people value, not what you think people value. And one of the major ways to be effective is to become selfless. The most effective person normally within a company is the most selfless person. And selfless doesn't mean that you just get abused, you just get used and all these things. No, what it means is you are actually stepping outside of what you want to do, how you think and how you operate and all these things to then begin crafting solutions and creating things that actually benefit other people and bring value into their lives. Anyways, I'm right at the 5-minute mark, guys. So I'll catch y'all later. Peace.